Welcome to the Celebrate Brave podcast, a podcast for women in and around the tech industry. Every week, we dive into the conversations, frameworks, and best practices to help you stress less, work less, and earn a lot more. My name is Nicole Steinbach, your host and the International Bravery Coach for Women in Tech. Let's go. Hey there, Woman in Tech. I'm excited to share today's episode with you. So this episode is part of the deep dive into the Build Your Brave framework. Build Your Brave framework has 3 parts: clarity, momentum, and accountability. And we're in the part of momentum. So the sentence for momentum is: I spend just as much time feeling my way to success as I do working towards it. And today we're going to talk about spider networking. A client recently pointed out to me, it's very funny that I talk about spider networking so much because I'm kind of terrified of spiders. I actually have an app on my phone. It's called the Seek app, Seek. And I have it on my phone specifically and exclusively so that whenever I see a spider in my house, I live in Colorado, there are some spiders that are awesome and we really need them. And then there are some spiders that really need to get out of my house. And then there are a very rare set of spiders that not only need to get out of my house, but they need to not be alive anymore. And so I pull up this app and you turn on the camera and you hold it over the creature and it tells you what kind of spider it is. And so even though I'm terrified of spiders, I'm even more terrified of not growing in my career, of you not growing in your career. And so I still support spider networking and I teach it to every single one of my clients. So when do you use spider networking? Here's some times. A really good time to use spider networking is when you only know people from where you are and who you are right now. So, for example, if you're in pharma, you only know people in pharma. If you are in software tech, you only know people in software tech. If you're in ed tech, only know people in ed tech. Or people who know you only as you are right now and not where you're going. Another time spider networking is very powerful that dovetails is when you don't have an amazing board of advisors. If board of advisors is a new term for you, please go back and listen to that podcast episode about what it is and how to make sure you have a great one. And if you don't have a great one, this is how you'd make one great. And then the third time, and this is the most, what word do I want to use? I'm going to go with sad. This is the most sad reason that you want to use spider networking is when you don't have any leads for growth. We're going to solve all that. All right. So how does one do spider networking? Well, picture a spider web when the spider is building it and you've got an idea. So you can also call this 6 degrees of growth or 3 degrees of growth. But the idea is that you have first line connections, people that you already have connections with, and then you also have connections with their connections. And as you start to think about this, it's like, wow, okay, I have my first connections and then their connections. And suddenly you start to see a really lovely pattern. The reason spider networking takes you outside of where you are and who you are right now is because people are going to have different connections, and you really need that for your career board of advisors, for growth opportunities, and quite frankly, to feel connected. Okay, so step number 1, you set a goal or a growth area. For example, you're feeling unconnected. Okay, I want to be connected. Or you're looking to learn a lot more about project management, as an example. Or your area is doing Scrum and you think, I wonder how other people are doing this. That's the first thing is you have a context, you have a goal. Promotions, job changes, becoming a working caregiver, etc. The second part, you got to change your thinking. This is the hardest step for almost all of my clients, okay? You got to change your thinking from I don't know to I don't know yet. So I don't know anyone in pharma. I don't know anyone in pharma yet. I don't know how other companies do Scrum. To I don't know how other companies do Scrum yet. The second part of your thinking is from, oh, I don't want to bother them, into we connect. We connect. Okay. The third part is you reach out and you actually set up a time, you invite someone and you connect with them. Call it a connection call. Call it a networking call. Say, I just want to connect with you, or I haven't talked to you in a long time. Do you have 20 minutes sometime soon? Or, hey, I see you're doing something really interesting. I'd love to learn more. Can we connect sometime? Some really cool stuff is going on in my area. Or you can say, hey, I'm learning about Scrum in different companies. Want to chat? Just reach out, invite them, and connect. And remember, you love getting invited to cool stuff too. The next part is you ask in the conversation. So you've had this wonderful conversation about pharma, about project management, about just being connected, about just all kinds of fun stuff. You have a human connection based on curiosity, based on exchange, based on, I don't know yet. And we connect. In that conversation, you ask for the next connection. So, for example, I'm going to give you an example and then I'll break it down into the elements of it. For example, someone could say to me, oh, wow, change management sounds fascinating. I'd love to learn more. Is there a person you'd be open to connecting me to? It's that easy. Another example. Oh, pharma seems like it really needs really long timelines. Do you know an industry that still is serving the world and helping make people healthier, but is a little more short term thinking? And they answer you, and then you can say, oh, that's fascinating. Do you know anybody there? I'd love to connect to somebody. Would you be open to connecting me to someone? There are two elements to this ask for the next connection. The first one is context. Tell them what you like and what you want to learn about. And the second one is that you specifically say, is there a person you'd be open to connecting me to? Specifically. Now, that makes it so much easier. So instead of like, hey, could you connect me to somebody? Or, oh, I know like 10,000 people. I don't know. I don't know. You give them the context. Oh, change management. I actually know some fantastic change managers. Absolutely. So you give them a context, you make it easier, and then you specifically ask for what you want. Is there a person you'd be open to connecting me to? Or could you connect me to somebody? Could you connect me to a person? Make it easy. And then, of course, if they don't ask you for anything, but I hope that they do. And if they don't, make them listen to this podcast. But if they don't, offer your help. Hey, this conversation has been so helpful. It was really fascinating to learn about pharma and how long term it is, or change management, how exciting it is. How can I help you? Is there something you're interested in? That's how you spider network. A give and a take, a strengthening of the webs, looking past your first connections and into the greater community. Spider networking has obvious results. For example, you're going to know a lot more people, of course. You're going to build a great board of advisors. And yes, you're going to get leads for growth. So many of my clients actually get the lead for their next role over interest interviews utilizing spider networking. These go hand in glove. But additionally, you're going to feel more connected. You're going to feel more confident. I watch it all the time with my clients. They start talking to people, whether it's a positive or a negative. Sometimes they come back and say, wow, if that person can be a product manager, so can I. Or, oh, I really enjoyed talking to her. It was a great conversation, but I'm not interested in that work at all. Or, this is fun sometimes. Wow, I never want to treat someone or talk like that person talked to me. I never want to be that negative. I never want to dismiss someone like they did. I do this and I treat people so much better. I see how spider networking lightens and uplifts all of my clients without fail. You will never run out of opportunities, and you'll never run out of connections, friends, acquaintances, new managers, new colleagues, amazing board of advisors. And you'll be more interesting too. The homework for this episode is go out there, set up some connection calls, practice making the offer and making the ask. Till next time, brave it up. Hey, before you go, our fellow women in tech really need these insights. So do them a favor, pop on over and leave a rating and a review on your favorite podcast platform. Help them find the Celebrate Brave podcast. All right, thanks a bunch. Until next time, brave it up.